Alrighty, so what you just heard right there was Acou6tics, the newest instrument from Vir2 Instruments, and I am proud to announce that it will be released next month in February. It is by far the most detailed and versatile acoustic virtual instrument ever created. Reason being is there are so many human elements to actually playing a guitar. One being, let's say you're strumming and your finger is actually going to be buzzing on the fret when you're playing. As you're strumming through between each chord, you're going to be constantly hitting the wrong string, for say, and there's all these human elements that go into actually playing an actual guitar. So when we created this instrument, we paid close attention to detail and made sure that we sampled this thing to be as realistic as possible. We sampled 6 separate instruments, the first being the 6-string acoustic. It is the we sampled it with our fingers. Leave you a little sound of that. We sampled this instrument with a pick. Sample this. Do a little strum for you. We sampled this using the 12-string guitar. Do a little strum for you. We use the mandolin as well. We did the nylon string guitar. Love this thing. We sampled the ukulele. Do a little strum, you know. And also the Guitalele, which is the 6-string ukulele, in case you didn't know. Now, let's say when you're playing the acoustic guitar and you're going to actually strum a C chord, you're going to be hitting that chord closest to the head of the guitar. You're going to be playing it right around here if you look here at the screen. Now, the really cool thing about this is we have created an extremely powerful chord detection engine. So everything, you can play this thing as if you are a keyboard player and not have to worry about, like, am I voicing this thing correctly as if it was on a guitar? We automatically voice everything for you. So you play the C there, and let's say you move up on your keyboard, play a different octave, it will automatically revoice based on where it's located on the instrument. Let's say you actually play a C chord here, and you don't quite like the chord itself. You're like, I need something different. Looking for a different sound, maybe a minor, maybe a major, maybe a sus. You can go through here and cycle through up to 50 different chord voicings. And this is incredible because it just gives you ultimate customization. Now, as you're playing this instrument, the way we have it designed is you'll hit a chord. Let's use, for instance, the E here. You hit the E, and you can take your finger off, and it'll latch, basically. And then you can cycle through here and strum here with these keys that you see here. These key switches have different amounts of strings that they will strum. Right here, it'll strum, you know, the upper 2/3 of the strings. Another thing to kind of note is as I'm strumming, you'll notice the velocities are changing every time. Also, you're seeing the strings change every time. That is that human element that I said that we actually paid so close attention to as we were creating this instrument. Another really incredible thing is the fact that you can control the strumming direction. So here's down and up. It's by default going to cycle between down and up. You can go here to down, or you can go just to up. And if you want, by default we have 10 milliseconds for the strumming speed, where you can go all the way up to 150 milliseconds. And if you want, we go back down to the default here. You can actually control where the pick is actually being, the strings are strummed. So by default, you're strumming in the center of the whole of the guitar. You can go all the way to the bridge, kind of giving that like toneless, kind of flat sound. And you can go all the way to the neck. Again, it just gives you more versatility. If you want to change any of the chords, instead of going to a different page, let's say, you can go here and cycle through the different voicings right here on the actual front of the GUI. Another really cool thing is you can, let's say you're playing a little lick here. You're playing it on 3 different strings, but if you want, you can actually play that exact same lick on, let's say, just the, right here, sorry, on just the 6th string. It's revoicing itself to play only on the 6th string. You can also control the sounds of the releases, and one of the really incredible things I like about this, I get asked all the time, can you do this? Can you change the tuning? Can you have drop D? Can you have, let's say you want to change all the way down to drop B. You can go as far as drop B for this. You can also put a capo on. So if you wanted to go to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret, let's say the 4th fret, you can go here to the advanced setup and actually see the capo on, and it'll actually revoice itself based on where you're playing or where the capo is. Really, really, really useful factor, especially if you're a keyboardist. Now I'm going to go ahead and play the demo that I wrote and kind of break that down for you and show you how this instrument works in real life. So here's the demo that I wrote, and I'm going to go ahead and play that for you and then break it down kind of track by track. This is all done with acoustics. You can see the strumming happening. If you go here to the actual guitar solo, you can see it happening right here. Let's go to the mandolin now. The mandolin as a solo. Go back up here. You can see the strum. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here and kind of just solo each instrument so you can actually hear the realistic sounds that are occurring. If you go here to the pick, acoustic guitar, you can actually hear, if you didn't know any better, you think you're actually hearing in a guitar. That's because we spent a lot of time with those keystrokes, making sure that the strumming is realistic. Different variations of strumming patterns, you can create all of those. And right here, this next part, you actually have the sound of your hand on the slapping the strings, just giving it more groove. I'll play the solo for you then real quick. Right here, you can actually have a variation of pull-ons or hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides. You can hear that detail very, very, very well. Another really cool thing is the actual mandolin. So I don't have a mandolin, so when I needed to write something that had mandolin, I was very fortunate to have this, and it sounds just incredible. I had to do this solo with it. You can see the actual, let me bring it onto the mandolin. You can see that it's actually playing the correct location on the mandolin. I didn't have to actually, make sure I was playing on the right part of the keyboard. It automatically voiced itself to sound correct. Now, as I said before, I'm a composer, and when I started to write, when I was asked to write this track, I was a little leery because as a guitarist, I would always just strum and record my own acoustic guitar, and my expectation for this instrument was just like, hey, let's see if it can really add up. Let's see if it can really sound like a real guitar. Is this really a replacement or a potential replacement? And it blew my expectations out of the water. If you are a keyboardist, I highly suggest you have this. This actually, it needs to be in your arsenal. Reason being is sometimes you don't have the budget to actually, say hire acoustic guitarists, or you just want to be creative on the fly. This instrument will allow you to do all that. And like I said, it has 6 different instruments. You have the acoustic guitar, the 6-string sampled with your fingers or with a pick. It has the 12-string, the mandolin, the nylon acoustic, and the Guitalele ukulele. Like I said, it blew my expectations out of the water. You heard it in a real-life situation. It sounds incredible in a mix. and I look forward to you purchasing it next month.